9 situations where silence is not an option. Have you ever felt the tension between wanting to stay silent and knowing deep down that you must speak up? It's a struggle we all face, balancing the urge to remain quiet with the inner calling to stand for something greater. In a world that often confuses loudness with strength, we must learn when silence becomes a betrayal of our own principles. The ancient wisdom passed down by philosophers like Marcus Aurelius teaches us that true courage lies not just in enduring life's hardships, but in knowing when to speak out. This isn't about being reckless or driven by emotion, but about embracing our responsibility to act when it truly matters. Let's explore 9 situations where silence is not an option, and where our words can be a powerful force for good. Number 1. When injustice is at hand, imagine standing by as someone is wronged, knowing deep within that what's happening is not right. In these moments, silence can feel like a heavy weight on our conscience, an unspoken acceptance of the injustice unfolding before us. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, once wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." But there's more to this teaching. If we know something is wrong and say nothing, we become complicit in that wrong. When we witness injustice, whether it's a person being mistreated or a system that oppresses, we have a moral duty to speak out. Our words, grounded in truth and guided by a sense of justice, can challenge the wrongs of the world. Silence in these moments is not peace. It is a surrender to injustice. Speaking out may not always be easy, and it may come with its own challenges, but it is a necessary act of courage. By standing up against injustice, we become a voice for those who cannot speak for themselves, and we help create a world that is more just and fair for everyone. Number 2. When the truth is being distorted. We live in an age where truth is often twisted, reshaped to serve the interests of those in power. In these moments, silence can allow lies to flourish and falsehoods to be accepted as reality. Marcus Aurelius warned, "The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane." This wisdom teaches us that even when it feels easier to remain silent in the face of lies, we must find the strength to speak the truth. Silence, when the truth is at stake, is dangerous. It allows deceit to take root and grow unchecked. But when we speak out calmly and with conviction, we stand as guardians of the truth. This doesn't mean engaging in pointless arguments or shouting to be heard. Rather, it means presenting the truth clearly and confidently, even when it's uncomfortable or unpopular. Our commitment to truth is a reflection of our integrity, and by speaking up, we help ensure that truth prevails over falsehood. In doing so, we protect not just our own sense of right and wrong, but the integrity of the world we live in. Number 3. When lives are at stake. There are moments in life when our words can mean the difference between life and death. These moments are rare but critical, and they demand our full attention and courage. Imagine knowing that your voice could save someone, but choosing to stay silent out of fear or uncertainty. Marcus Aurelius taught us that the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. In situations where lives are at risk, this means rising above fear, hesitation, and self-doubt to speak out and protect others. Whether it's warning someone of a danger they're unaware of, advocating for those who are in harm's way, or stepping in to prevent a tragedy, our silence in these moments can be as deadly as the threat itself. To speak up when lives are at stake is not just a moral duty, it is an act of humanity. By using our voice to protect and preserve life, we reaffirm the value of every person and our shared responsibility to care for one another. Silence in these situations is not an option, because the cost is far too great. Number 4. When integrity is challenged. Our integrity is our most valuable asset. It's the foundation of our character, the compass that guides our actions and decisions. But there are times when our integrity is put to the test, when external pressures or temptations challenge our commitment to our values. Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, "A man's worth is no greater than his ambitions." Ambition, in this context, refers to our desire to live a life of virtue, to remain true to ourselves no matter the circumstances. When our integrity is challenged, staying silent can feel like a betrayal of who we are. It's in these moments that we must speak out, not to boast or seek approval, but to affirm our commitment to our principles. Speaking out when our integrity is at stake is a way of standing up for what we believe in, of ensuring that our actions are in harmony with our deepest values. It's about living authentically, without compromise, and showing the world that we are guided by something greater than fear or convenience. By doing so, we not only protect our own sense of self-worth, but also inspire others to live with integrity and courage. Number 5. When silence enables destructive behavior. Imagine being in a situation where you see someone heading down a destructive path, whether it's through harmful habits, toxic relationships, or unethical actions. Staying silent might seem like the easier choice, but that silence can enable further harm. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This strength is not just about controlling our own reactions, but also about recognizing when our voice is needed to prevent harm. When we choose to speak up, we do so not to condemn or judge, but to offer a path away from destruction. Our words can serve as a lifeline, pulling someone back from the brink and encouraging them to make better choices. Silence in these moments might preserve a superficial peace, but it does so at the cost of allowing harmful behavior to continue unchecked. Speaking out is an act of care and responsibility. By addressing destructive behavior, we help those around us find a better, healthier path, and in doing so, we contribute to a more positive and supportive environment for everyone. Number 6. When we must defend the voiceless. There are many who, for various reasons, cannot speak for themselves. They might be silenced by fear, oppressed by circumstances, or simply unheard in a world that often values power over truth. In these moments, our silence only deepens their suffering. Marcus Aurelius observed, "The only wealth which you will keep forever is the wealth you have given away." One of the most valuable things we can give is our voice, using it to stand up for those who cannot defend themselves. This is not about speaking over others, but about amplifying their struggles and advocating for their rights. When we choose to speak out on behalf of the voiceless, we demonstrate our commitment to justice and compassion. We acknowledge our shared humanity and take on the responsibility of protecting those who are vulnerable. Silence in these moments is not neutrality. It is a failure to act when action is needed most. By defending the voiceless, we honor the Stoic belief in the interconnectedness of all people and fulfill our duty to stand up for what is right, even when it is difficult. Number 7. When silence could be misinterpreted as agreement. There are times when our silence can be easily mistaken for consent or agreement with something we deeply oppose. This is particularly dangerous in situations where harmful ideas or actions are being promoted, and staying quiet could be seen as endorsing them. Marcus Aurelius once advised, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." But what happens when we say nothing at all? In moments like these, silence isn't neutral. It can actually reinforce the very things we oppose. If we disagree with something unethical or unjust, it's our responsibility to make our stance clear. This doesn't mean we have to confront every issue with aggression or anger. Rather, it's about calmly and confidently expressing our beliefs, ensuring that others know where we stand. By speaking out, we protect our integrity and avoid the risk of being associated with ideas or actions that go against our values. This act of speaking up is not just about defending our own beliefs, but also about preventing the spread of harmful or false narratives. When we choose to use our voice, We ensure that our silence is never misinterpreted as agreement, and we stand firm in our commitment to truth and justice. Number 8. When our silence harms our own soul. There are moments in life when staying silent weighs heavily on our soul, creating a sense of unease or regret that lingers long after the moment has passed. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." To be that person, we sometimes need to find the courage to speak out, even when it's uncomfortable or risky. When we remain silent in situations where we know we should speak, we can feel a deep sense of betrayal toward ourselves. This silence can lead to inner conflict, guilt, and a feeling of having failed to live up to our own values. Speaking out, on the other hand, can bring a sense of peace and alignment with our true selves. It's not always easy, and it may require us to stand alone, but it's essential for maintaining our integrity and inner harmony. By choosing to speak up when our soul demands it, we not only protect our own well-being, but also set an example of courage and authenticity for others. In these moments, our voice becomes a powerful tool for self-respect, allowing us to live in a way that is true to our deepest beliefs and values. Number 9. When the future depends on it. There are pivotal moments in life when our words hold the power to shape the future, not just for ourselves, but for others as well. These moments may arise in our personal lives, within our communities, or on a broader societal scale. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "What we do now echoes in eternity." This profound statement urges us to recognize that our actions or inactions have far-reaching consequences. When faced with decisions that could influence the future, silence is not an option. Whether it's standing up for the values we believe in, advocating for positive change, or warning others of potential dangers, our voice can be a guiding force that helps steer the course toward a better future. Remaining silent in these critical moments can allow harmful paths to be taken, missed opportunities for growth, or perpetuation of wrongs that could have been corrected. Speaking out is an act of responsibility, ensuring that we do not leave the future to chance or to those who may not have the best intentions. It's about taking an active role in shaping the world we want to live in and leaving a legacy that we can be proud of. By choosing to speak when the future depends on it, we fulfill our duty to ourselves and to those who will come after us, making sure that our actions today lead to a brighter tomorrow. In the end, our words hold power, power to challenge, to protect, to inspire. Silence is a tool, yes, but it is not always the right one. There are times when our voice is needed, when speaking out is not just a choice, but a duty. In these moments, let us remember the wisdom of the Stoics, who taught us that true strength lies not in silence, but in knowing when to break it. So, will you find the courage to speak when it truly matters? The world needs your voice,